Hi, kindergarten. Today we are going to be looking at two stories that you have read before called Cans and Bins and The Cap. And we're going to talk about connections that we can make between these two stories. So as you read, I want you to be thinking about how are they the same. And so let's look at the first story together, Cans and Bins. And this is by Jeff Asher and illustrated by Ed Shems. So in this story, Nan and Dad saw litter at the park, and they have to figure out what can they do about that. Before we start reading, let's look at some of our ending S words. So we had one can plus an S is going to equal cans, so more than one. Then we had bin, one bin plus an S. We're going to put that S on the end of that word, and we're going to get the word bins. So we have more than one. Here is our words to know. These are our sight words that we've been practicing. So I want you to read those with me, and then we're going to read them again. So the first word is did. So say that with me. Ready? Did. Good. The next one is in. So say that word with me. In. And the next one is put. So say that word with me. Put. Good. I'm going to move my camera back over here and we're going to start. So I'm going to read a sentence and then I want you to read that sentence with me. And so you can do it 2 times. So we're going to practice reading those together one more time and making a connection for both stories. So here we go. Nan is mad. Cans, cans, cans. See the cans, Dad? So read that again with me. Ready? Nan is mad. Cans, cans, cans. See the cans, Dad? Bins. Put the cans in bins, Nan. So read that with me. Ready? Bins. Put the cans in bins, Nan. Nan did it. Nan put cans in bins. Say that again with me. Nan did it. Nan put cans in bins. Did the cans fit? The cans did fit. The cans fit to the rims. That means all the way up to the top they filled them. Let's read it again. Ready? Did the cans fit? The cans did fit. The cans fit to the rims. Nan did it. No cans, Dad. Read that again. Nan did it. No cans, Dad. Nan and Dad sit. Read that with me. Ready? Nan and Dad sit. So now that we finished the first story, Cans and Bins, we're going to look at our second story called The Cap. And we are going to read this story together, and then we're going to make a connection between both of those stories. So in this story, our characters are Nan and Dad, and Nan has a cap that does not fit her. So Dad wants her to sell it. So what can they do? So here's our ending S words. We have cap, which is just one, plus S equals caps. We have pan plus S equals pans. So we have more than one pan. Here's our words to know. So I'm going to say them and you repeat. Did, good. In, put. All right, let's start reading The Cap by Jeff Asher, illustrated by Ed Shems. Nan, did you put fans and maps in bins? Nan did. Let's read that together again. Nan, did you put fans and maps in bins? Nan did. Nan, can the cap fit in a bin? No, Dad. Let's read it again. Nan, can the cap fit in a bin? No, Dad. Nan, can pans fit? Pans can fit, Dad. And the cap, Nan. Let's read that again. Nan, can pans fit? Pans can fit, Dad. And the cap, Nan. Nan, can you put the mats in bins? Nan did. Let's read that again together. Nan, can you put the mats in bins? Nan did. Dad, the cap can fit in a bin. Read that again. Dad, the cap can fit in a bin. Good job. I want us to think about both stories, and I want us to think about how they're similar. So let's think about a first question together. And you can say this out loud, or you can tell someone next to you, or raise your hand and have your teacher call on you. But who are the main characters in both stories? So I want you to think about who were the two main characters in both stories. Good job, Nan and Dad. They were both in the cap and in cans and bins. What do Nan and Dad do in each story? So what are the main events for cans and bins? What were they doing? And then for the cap, what were they doing? So raise your hand and say it to your teacher, or you can tell it out loud, or tell someone next to you. Good. So in cans and bins, they were cleaning up the cans. So if you said that, you got it right. In the cap, they have a yard sale. So they were getting things together to sell because they didn't fit anymore, or they didn't want them anymore. Okay. So now let's think about the events in both stories and how do they connect? What was happening in the cap that also was happening in our story, cans and bins? So if you need to pause that and think for a second, how are they the same? What were they doing in both stories? Okay, if you said solving a problem or something about that, you're correct. In the cap, her hat didn't fit anymore. Her cap didn't fit anymore. And she had some other things that they wanted to get rid of. So they had to solve a problem, and they had a yard sale to solve that problem. In the first story, cans and bins, there were cans everywhere. And so they had to solve the problem of picking that litter up and putting them in bins. So very good job. So let's think about both stories, and I want you to think about the very end of the story, the last feeling that these characters had. How was it the same? How were they feeling at the end of the cap, and how were they feeling at the very end of cans and bins? So I want you to think and say out loud, or you can tell your teacher, or you can tell a partner. What was the feeling? Good. If you said happy, that is a good answer because they were both happy at the end of the stories. If you said tired, that's also a good answer because it took a lot of work to make a yard sale and it took a lot of work to pick up all those cans. And if you said accomplished or like proud, those are really good words for you to describe Nan and Dad's feelings because they did a big task in both stories. So good job today, boys and girls, reading the cap and cans and bins and making a connection between these two stories.